UW-Madison College Radio. We're back in the studio with all the cameras and all the lights. Me and Will Overbo, talking all things latest sports topics and all things Badgers. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to talk about, all the news that has happened in the past couple days, man. A lot of news
has happened. I mean, we went swimming yesterday. It was just a gorgeous day to hear about these trades.
Oh, yeah, but I really needed to just, take a dive in the water because, no AC in the apartment, so.
It was testing my ability to tread water yesterday. Yeah, I mean, you saw it. I was trying to find the shallow end for too long. That just wiped me out.
That shallow end didn't exist, by the way. It was so sad.
Yeah, but then following our swimming adventure, something happened.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
In the NBA, there was a trade. Jaylen Brown has gone to the 76ers for Podcast P, a couple of pick swaps, and likely 2 late firsts.
Yeah.
So pennies on the dollar for Podcast P.
This is a very, very weak package for a player of Jaylen Brown's caliber. I think everybody can agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally rinsing off the lake water, and my roommate just hears me scream in the bathroom. I'm just like, why didn't the Cavs give up those pennies on the dollar?
Well, because I heard that the Celtics were looking for a big man in the trade as well, and the Cavs have big men in spares. They could have given up Jared Allen, they could have given up Evan Mobley maybe, and probably put together a deal for.
I don't know about Evan Mobley.
Yeah, no. Evan Mobley is a bit steep, but someone like Jared Allen, I feel like that would be a pretty balanced trade on all sides. But
I mean, if the Cavs weren't aggressive enough to put an Evan Mobley deal together for Giannis, I don't think they'd be doing it for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm really trying hard to understand it from the Celtics perspective, and I really can't find a single beneficial thing about this trade. I mean, do you have any positives for the Celtics on this?
Well, honestly, I think we got to look at the winners and losers here. And yes, the loser is 100% the Celtics. I think the relationship between the two sides was just completely fractured.
It was completely fractured. I think they were shopping him around very aggressively, and it's they were going to just take any offer that they got, but I'm shocked that they thought this was the best offer.
I mean, we went from trading Jaylen Brown and a couple of firsts for Giannis, and now you got Podcast P. You're trading a Twitch streamer for a podcaster.
Which means that we need to have some uncomfortable conversations about Paul George and Giannis and how they stack up, in my opinion. I'm just kidding.
That might not be a conversation, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not going to be much of a conversation.
Maybe one day we can be in the conversation with Podcast P. Maybe your podcast Overbo.
Maybe.
But how does this affect the rest of the league now?
I think that this makes the 76ers a very, very competitive team in the East. I mean, we even talked about this last week, what teams in the East should we look out for, and we were saying the Celtics, but we were also saying the 76ers. And the Celtics losing their second best player, going to the 76ers, on paper, this looks really, really good. I mean, even if Embiid doesn't play that much, you still have this amazing backcourt and wing of Maxey, Edgecombe, and Jaylen Brown. That's going to generate you a lot of offense.
Don't forget, guys, this guy was first in points per game, 28 points per game. MVP candidate went for nothing. What is this league?
This offseason has been insane. It seems teams are just dealing their second best players, their superstars,
Kawhi.
for nothing. Kawhi's going home. Wait, picture this for a second. It's the Eastern Conference semis. It's tied 3-3. They give Kawhi the ball. It's tied 90-90.
I think this might have happened before.
No, but under different circumstances now. Now you got Jaylen Brown covering Kawhi and giving up a 3. So that would be fun if that happened.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say Sixers in 4 if that's the series.
Yeah, probably. But I think the Raptors still get objectively better. Just the defensive duo between Scotty Barnes and Kawhi, I think that's kind of a force to be reckoned with a little bit.
But still, that's a 5-6 seed, unironically 6, 7, 8 seed.
Well, I mean, I think they could be as high as 5 for sure, but most likely they'll be
fighting to stay out of the play-in. That's basically what this team is. The East is no longer just the East. One team is just going to climb to the top.
Right.
The Knicks are the best team uncontested in the league last year. There's no debates about it. They beat the Spurs in 5, which beat the almighty Thunder in 7. So the Eastern Conference disrespect needs to stop, okay? Like, no more Ja Morant. I'm fine in the West. And speaking of Ja Morant, he got traded for even less pennies on the dollar.
For Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray, I think it was.
Okay, imagine this. Okay, someone in 2022 was in a coma, and they just woke up a couple days ago, and you told them that Ja Morant got traded to the Blazers. What do you think they'd say the trade comp would be?
Man, maybe like Nurk or something, and like
Couple firsts?
Yeah. I mean, I think they have too many guards. They have like 5 or 6 guards on.
There's going to be someone traded.
I mean, they need. Well, I thought they were going to package together a deal for Jaylen Brown, but I think because like the Celtics were like, oh, we need a big man. They're like, well, we're not going to give up Donovan Clingan, So all they really have is like Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot to trade with, and I don't know. They really need some wing help because I mean, what are they just going to play Toumani Camara at their wing? Like it's not going to work. They need more defense. They need help on the wing. So,
well, like it's not like Ja Morant's completely like washed or something, because that's what the trade package would suggest. This guy could still come back and be Ja Morant next year.
If he averaged like a smooth like 21 and 8, like I wouldn't be shocked. Like that would make it a worthwhile trade. And maybe they look at that performance in like the first half of the season and they flip him for something even better. They sell high on him and get a good return back. Like, this is kind of a home run for the Blazers, in my opinion. There's not that much risk, especially like when you look at Jeremy Grant's contract, and they were just like trying to get rid of it because he doesn't add much value to the team.
Something for the 2K players out there. If you've played my career, you're MP, you just get traded or you sign with a new team. In comes the video they ask players to record of welcome to the team, MP. That video is basically what Damian Lillard put out on Twitter. Because he's like, welcome to the team, Ja. I can't wait to see you. Is the video over? Can you turn it off?
Yeah, I love Dame, but like that was corny.
No, it wasn't even corny. It was just AI. What is this? The 2K developers are not asking you to record a video for Ja Morant. It's just social team. They're chill, I swear.
Well, at least try to mentor him a little bit, maybe like help that off the court stuff, I don't know.
But I do have one more question about this Jaylen Brown trade, if we could loop back to that.
Yeah.
How does this affect LeBron's legacy?
Well, I mean, if Brown goes to the Sixers, then they're a super team like through and through, but that's not going to happen, obviously. I think that
they're already a super team.
They're already a super team now, but I don't know. Vet minimum deal, Braun to the Sixers.
I mean, this definitely affects like if he can go to the Cavs, but like we'll talk more about the destination for LeBron later on. I think the only thing this affects is the plan that the Cavs had to maybe acquire Jaylen Brown and get LeBron James and add that to the roster. But that's not going to happen now, and we'll get into more factors about LeBron's trade decision in a second. But with that being said, anything else to add on the streamer for podcaster trade happening in this great basketball association?
I mean, I think like Paul George isn't really going to give you anything better than he has been giving you, so it's just baffling.
Celtics fans are really mad right now.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all. I can't believe that the Sixers have moved off 2 extremely terrible contracts in the past like 7 years with Ben Simmons and now Paul George. Like, this is like cap wizardry that I'm watching right now, so I got to give credit to the Sixers GM for pulling this off. But maybe Brad Stevens was just desperate to get rid of Jaylen Brown, but it makes the Sixers like at least the top 3 team in the East, maybe the best team depending on how they perform and who's healthy. That's
Mitchell Robinson is gone now
to the Celtics.
Yeah, I know. So maybe the Knicks got a little worse. I'm playing it. The Knicks will be fine.
Knicks will be fine. They could run it back for sure.
Yeah, but maybe it's gonna be the Celtics are have the hack-a-shack, with Mitchell Robinson. That's such
I'm not moved.
I hate that way to play basketball.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's funny though when you're winning. It is funny when you're winning. But with that being said, let's move on to LeBron because he is a hot topic. I hoped that LeBron would be would be signed by the time that we came onto the air, but unfortunately he is not. He's actually having a documentary made about this. Like, he's had cameras following him around for the past 2 weeks, and It all
Okay.
started with the NBA Finals get back together, 2016 reunion with the Cavs. And he's been in Akron for the past week and a half.
He has. I've
that's
seen
where
that.
the documentary is going to start. If that's not a clear sign that the Cavs are in the lead of this, out of the three contenders, the Cavs, Warriors, and Heat, I don't know what is.
Right. I mean, I think there's a good chance he goes to the Cavs for sure. Does that make the Cavs like a top 3 team in the East if he does hypothetically go there? I'm not sure. I would kind of need to see how this
They'd
team
be
gels.
competitive for in the top 4.
They'd be competitive. They're a top 5 lock. They could maybe slick in the 3 if the Pistons like underperform. Which I mean, the Pistons are kind of sitting on their hands doing nothing in this crazy NBA offseason. So it's like
they got to do something.
I wouldn't be shocked if they regressed a little bit because all these teams are making moves to jump ahead of them. And did you see that Jaylen Brown wanted a max contract to play for the Kings?
Yeah. Everybody just wants a max contract nowadays, apparently.
Yeah, I guess so.
But which of these 3 teams makes the most sense then?
I would still say the Cavs. I think
Emotionally or like systematically?
systematically, yes, the Cavs, because I think that
Analytically.
analytically they've won 2 out of 3. But I think that Miami, their cap situation is a little shaky. So it's like if they were to pull it off, like LeBron would need to take a pay cut, and he just hasn't been taking pay cuts
Again, who's
in the past few
shooting the
years.
3, though?
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, Bam was shooting threes in that 83-point game, So
Stat padding. I love that.
But I don't know. I think I wouldn't be shocked if he went to the Warriors. Like that would be a pretty good fit. It would be the unction a little bit, but systematically it would fit. Cavs, like you can, any team that's going to get LeBron is going to get better, because he's a very versatile player even at 41. So if you needed him to play make, if you needed him to kind of be your guy down low, he can be that. So I don't know. I think he works well for a team like the Cavs.
If he is willing to take the league minimum, so I think that also might be a clear Cavs signal. And
yeah.
Wendy has said that it's going to be an emotions-based decision. If he's not caring about money, Bronny James is going to make more money than him this year if that's the case.
Wow.
But we'll get to that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, I think that it's like a 75% chance he's going to the Cavs, 25 to the Warriors, if I had to guess. And then
it looked like the Warriors were the team.
Yeah,
until they signed.
But
Kristaps.
He's in Ohio. Like he has the cameras following him. I feel like a lot of clues are pointing to him going back to Cleveland.
Well, the first domino to fall was Draymond not accepting the option or not picking up the option. And that left a ton of cap space open for LeBron, which at the time we thought it was going to be a finance-driven decision for LeBron. And then Porzingis signs that 2-year, $40 million deal. So now it looks like maybe not.
Right.
But LeBron likes Steph Curry.
He does. But also, if you're looking at it from a legacy perspective, it does make sense for them to play together now. But, I guess it's kind of corny to frame it this way, I guess, but in the documentary narrative, you can't have the first chapters of the documentary have them having this big rivalry and then eventually they kind of get together and get on the same team. That's not as satisfying of an ending as him going back home to Cleveland to try to compete one last time.
Put this in perspective. The Warriors took away 3 rings from LeBron.
Right.
7 rings could have been in your pocket, on your hands, LeBron. That would have made him the undisputed GOAT. Undisputed GOAT. They're the ones that stopped that. And you want to go to that team and maybe win your 5th ring alongside Curry. So Curry gets his 5 and you get your 5. And now there's conversations that maybe Curry's challenging you for that GOAT spot. You don't want those conversations, LeBron.
Definitely not.
Especially at the unction. There's the injury concerns are just skyrocketing with old people.
Yeah, exactly. They're falling downstairs, falling in the shower.
Yeah, you take out all the stairs out of the Golden State facility.
Please, we only need ramps, accessibility ramps.
Accessibility ramps. But yeah, with that being said, I will be really sad if he doesn't go to the Cavs. And I believe there is smoke from a fire, and the Cavs are going to sign him, hopefully.
Yeah, I think you're right to be hopeful. I'll be sad for you, I guess, if it doesn't happen. But, the Wolves are still, look out for them.
Bro, y'all got LaMelo.
Look out for the Wolves. I've seen so much on Instagram, it does make sense for Braun to go to the Wolves. Like,
Will is not checking his sources. Stop it. Stop it, please. But with that
no chance. But
with that being said, we finally have some Badger news. Finally, it has happened. The Badgers have hired their athletic director. Sean Eichhorst is the new one, and he is a prodigy of Barry Alvarez from that athletic directing staff, and a former AD for both Nebraska and Miami. The pros here, he'll likely have some people on the hot seat that people have been asking for. There's going to be some tighter leashes, but there are some cons. I mean, this is a boring, check the box type of hire. His last stint as a Big Ten AD didn't go great, and it's possible Wisconsin with the ties here, they're just going for the past stints, the past relationships, the continuity from a winning front office, clinging to the past, if you want to call it that. So yeah, that's the 2 cents of this. But what do you think of this? Are you excited for some Badger athletics going into 2026?
Okay, excited is a strong word. I'd say just cautiously optimistic is how I would categorize it, because it just genuinely cannot get any worse, to be honest with you. And I think, like, with, like, an athletic director hire, especially with how, I guess, the last guy kind of operated, you don't want to take a lot of risks, and I feel like this is a good, like, low-risk hire. Like, maybe it doesn't really pay off that much, but it's like, you just need to have, like, a step in the right direction, and I think this could be that, so.
Yeah, the number one thing has got to be better fundraising.
Totally,
and a good first step in that direction is the Culver's patches on the jerseys. That's where they're going. They're the first team to do it, to put a sponsor on their jerseys, and that's going to get fundraising for you. That's one way to do it. The color contrast, though, if you're a true Wisconsinite that's from the area, you're like, okay, I like the touch of blue. I mean, it's cool. I mean, Culver's represents Wisconsin, so there's that. But at the same time, I don't want this turning into the NBA where Mr. Beast is on the jerseys at some point. There's all these contrasting colors that don't match. Like, there's gas stations on your jerseys.
Right.
Obviously, sponsors are a tough thing to talk about, but, like, it is what it is, I guess. So
I think there's, like, a gray Culver's logo, right? So why can't they just do, like, the gray?
they could have just done red, to be honest, but,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
red could have been fine. I mean,
The logo is the logo. It's still
it's still
simple old Culver's cursive or whatever it is. But that is one step in the right direction. We need some more NIL. We need some more.
We need more money.
We need 5-star receivers. That's what we.
Minnesota is out recruiting us, man. Like,
we just lost out on Cage or Knipple. I mean, there was no shot he was coming here.
I mean,
we lost out on John Blackwell.
Man. Yeah, we did. That hurt.
Duke stole our entire basketball future.
And they're still going to lose in the Elite Eight, so.
Yes, true. But we do have a very good recruiting class coming in. I hear it's the number 2 or number 3 in the country.
Exciting.
But the only reason it is because it's 3 4-stars instead of 1 5-star and a couple 3-stars.
Yeah, but you want depth, though, so I'd rather have that.
It is a roll of dice. We'll be competitive, but you know the story with this basketball squad. They go to the tournament. The Big Ten tournament first. And
Hopes are high.
They have a great run, and then first-round exit or second-round exit. And High Point University ruined my life.
Yeah.
My post-game show on this very mic right here lasted 23 seconds. I would play it on the air right here for you if I had it in front of me, but I do not. So there's a lot of bad memories that come from setting up the depth when there's no guy.
Right.
And John Blackwell was supposed to be the guy. The killer bees showed up when sometimes.
Totally. But, like,
what if you had a guy that, like, goes number 10 overall in the NBA draft, like Johnny Davis or something? I don't know. We need another one of that.
Yeah, exactly.
The Wizards don't want another Johnny Davis, but we want another Johnny Davis. But yeah, this also does cover a lot of sports. Like, obviously, we're going to talk about the moneymakers, but at the same time, the hockey programs have been doing stupendous. Back-to-back national champions for the women's hockey team.
Yeah.
A national championship appearance for men's hockey. They've risen from the ashes. So there's obviously some positives to the athletic staff for putting that together.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know, and you got to just deal with it on a case-by-case basis. I mean, I literally live behind Camp Randall, so sometimes it can be like all I see is just this monument of failure, like in front of me.
Monument of failure. I would not go that far, guys.
Okay, maybe I'm being like overdramatic, but I guess in terms of football, I've known this disappointment. But you're right, like hockey has been performing like stupendously. So I don't know. I think
Softball's been looking up. Women's basketball has been looking up. They finished the season very strong.
Yeah.
A deep run in the WBIT. We have a snake bite about that on our airwaves. So, yeah, Ronnie Porter entered the transfer portal, came back. Robin Pinchton gave a great pitch, and she came back. Pinchton's got a great program building here, and hopefully the new athletic staff that's coming in here is going to support that program because women's basketball is back.
Yeah,
and,
yes, sir.
I mean, when you have a star player playing, we have a 5-star coming from Iowa to this team. Does that sound familiar? Maybe she could be like a Caitlin Clark out there, you know.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of Caitlin Clark action for like that kind of motion for this program. So there is a lot to be excited about with that program. We already talked about men's basketball. They're always going to be Greg Gard's program.
Yeah.
Just the main thing is always going to be football. And until that succeeds, there's always going to be changes. And that stinks.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't think the Lions really moved in terms of what's happened, to be honest.
Nah.
Yeah, the line has not moved, and nothing has changed. But at least we talked about what could happen with these sports teams with this new athletic staff. When we come back, we're going to move on to the NFL. And we're going to talk about the NFC West and read your comments from last video. We'll catch you then on the Toss the Mic Sportscast.
Hey, Toss the Mic listeners, we're only here for a little bit for the break to plug this Instagram account right here. We're sitting at 6,600 followers, trying to hit 7,000 by the end of the year. We got a lot here for you. We got our Summerfest adventures, bands, concert information, and of course our short-form, real content from this very podcast that you're watching right now. And with that being said, let's get back to the action.
We're back on the Toss the Mic Sportscast. That was a great break. We went swimming a little bit during that break.
Yeah,
we ran to the lake.
Took a dip in the lake, you know.
Lake Mendota. It was pretty fun. I had my rubber ducky water wings.
Yeah.
If you heard that on the break on the FM airwaves, but of course on the video, you weren't blessed with that in your ears.
Unfortunately.
And if you want to be blessed with that on your ears, you can visit WSUM.org, or you can check out our free app on both app stores to listen to WSUM wherever you are, wherever you go, wherever you have service. That's basically what it is. So you can enjoy that swimming PSA that we just heard. So with that being said, let's take a look in the mailbag today. What we have here is 3 comments from both the WSUM Instagram and our YouTube channel, which hopefully you're watching this video right now on the YouTube channel. You can make one of those comments as well, and you could be in this mailbag segment if you just leave a comment. So
drop the angriest comment you got.
Yeah, we have some angry comments.
Please,
here.
like
we're
we
going to be
hear
reading them.
Yeah.
There are some words that I can't say from these comments, but I will be reading these comments. So with that being said, let's dive on in. Here we go. Which one should I read first? All of these are paragraphs. So.
Oh boy.
All right, we just talked about basketball in the first segment, so that will be a good bridge into this mailbag.
All right.
So Myron Kranz left a comment on our last YouTube podcast. Quotes here. You guys and millions of basketball fans have drastically underestimated Khalil Ware. Only Mitchell Robinson was a better rebounder per minute than Khalil. Only played 21 minutes per game, and Bam kept his thumb on him. I don't know what that means. Where was the very best 3-shooting center in the NBA? 39% in back-to-back games. I have no idea what back-to-back games you're talking about, but Khalil made 11 of 14 threes in those 2 games. What? Whatever that means. Allow those. Okay, there's a ton of stats here.
Okay,
I don't think I need to read all of these. You could read them on the screen yourself.
Yeah.
But if you're listening on the airwaves, the Spark Notes is that Khalil Ware is being overlooked.
Okay.
He has great stats, and with more minutes, he's going to be a great piece of this trade.
Yeah.
So did we underestimate him?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we were both fair in saying that he could be like a good or even great starter on this Bucks team, but it's just he's not going to fill that Giannis void, you know? Like, will he be a better rebounder than Miles Turner? Yeah. I don't think there's any debate about that, but I don't know. Maybe we were underestimating him a little bit, but it's like.
Well, you definitely were.
Well,
I liked it.
But like, how high is his ceiling, really? You know.
We have no idea. He's too young. I mean, wasn't he like the 13th pick last year or the year before that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like anything
It
can
takes
happen.
a long time for these
Anything
players
can
to
happen.
develop.
Well, but not that long. Like you will know.
There is a spectrum here.
Yeah.
In hockey, it takes so long for players to develop out of the draft. In the NBA, it takes pretty long. NFL takes 1 to 2 years. And if
Right.
it takes you that long, you might be moved on in 1 year like Josh Rosen. So I think that's the spectrum here.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Khalil Ware is still in that window of we have no idea
sure.
what he could be. And
He could be really good.
this is an opportunity for him to get those minutes because this Bucks team, it's safe to say they're not going to be competing for anything. Maybe okay, I was going to say the NBA Cup. No, not happening. I saw their
Nope.
group. So with that being said, I think Will's the only one that underestimated him.
Okay, well, underestimate is a really strong word. I still believe in him. I still believe he could be really good. But it's just
Well,
like,
it was enough for him to drop a paragraph.
well, I mean, any take I make, like people will drop a paragraph. So it's
I hope that
whatever.
happens again. But with that being said, let's dive into the NFL takes. We have a pretty diverse set of NFL takes here. This one is from Daz_Skull, SKOL if you're not familiar. That is the Vikings chant.
Oh, boy.
So he is a Vikings fan. He has a Vikings profile picture.
I'm ready to get cooked, I guess.
The Chicago Bears will not repeat what their defense did last year with a plus 22 turnover margin. The Bears were the Vikings last year of 2 years ago. Okay. You had a bunch of turnovers and some crazy quarterback play. I'm not a Bears fan, by the way. But look what happened to the Vikings the following year. They didn't have the turnovers and their offense was trash. And if Williams keeps running around and scrambling out the pocket, he's going to get lit up. We said the same thing about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got to look at this on a case-by-case basis, you know? Like, if he can continue to just improvise like that, I mean, he used to be the most, like, sacked quarterback in the league, and, like, not anymore because he was able to, like, avoid getting hit. So,
He throws the ball away at a very high
exactly.
clip. It's like, what was the year? 2022 or 2020? No, 2019 Rodgers. 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He threw the ball away more than anyone. He was ultra conservative with the ball that year because of injuries. That's just who Caleb Williams is. He's basically just a collarbone protecting Aaron Rodgers of 2019. Or was it his leg? I think he had collarbone on a leg.
Yeah, it
that
was,
year.
It was like a minor leg injury.
You can yell at me in the comments if I got the injuries wrong, but really, it does not matter that much in the conversation. They both play similar styles of game. You already know that Caleb Williams grew up a Packers fan and watching Aaron Rodgers. They're pretty similar styles.
Yeah, no.
He literally recreated the Jordan logo. I'm okay with him scrambling around if he can keep making those throws.
Yeah, definitely. And there's no evidence to suggest that like he wouldn't be able to continue making these throws.
There's got to be some sort of fallacy with this comment. Like there's no chance that he repeats what he did last year, right?
It's like, well, maybe that could
But what
happen.
if he gets better too? There's a chance. He's a young player.
Yeah, we just got to look at the facts and kind of what he's shown us. And what he's shown us has led me to believe that he will probably get better. But I don't know.
And then we got another comment here. It's from Logan Fox, 671. He's got the fluffy haircut profile picture. What has the Tennessee Titans done to deserve a primetime game? They stink. Having a number 1 pick because you stink so bad doesn't earn you a primetime game. I'm a Lions fan. We ranked 26th in primetime games in the last 10 years. I wonder why that is. That's because we stunk during that time. We would probably be close to last if we didn't start playing better as of 2023. Yes. But you didn't have anything going for you other than Stafford, and we saw Stafford plenty of times. You don't get to complain about not getting much mainstream media spotlight when you stink. That's how it is. That is the comment. First of all, the Cleveland Browns at least have one primetime game. Thursday night football games are not mainstream. I don't care how many times people say it. It's the Thursday night throwaway game. Sometimes when I'm tired after a big day, I hate to say this with how much I miss the NFL, I fall asleep. And to call Thursday night football primetime mainstream, they don't deserve it, is utterly absurd. Because Cam Ward is the number 1 overall pick. Carnell Tate is the 4th overall pick wide receiver. They have young talent on defense. They just extended their best defensive tackle. They have great corners, not great safeties.
Nah.
they have pieces.
Yeah.
And young teams like that deserve to be seen. I remember Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence, the young, new, upcoming stars. Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence. Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert versus Tua. That got primetime attention. Why isn't Cam Ward versus, I won't say Shedeur Sanders, but maybe like a young quarterback counterpart getting primetime attention? You almost made me say Shedeur Sanders. You can't give me that easy, but yeah. This comment is just a little too far about how bad the Titans are.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they have pieces. They have exciting pieces to work with, and I think that, I don't know, you want, especially when it's like a quarterback-receiver connection like that. I mean, like, I don't know. I remember when the Bengals got Jamar Chase, like, that, I think that team was good enough to, like, I guess at least slot them into a couple primetime games because you wanted to see, like, oh, what's it going to be like, you know? Like, how many passes is Cardinal taking to catch from Cam Ward, and, like, how exciting will that be, you know? So
you got to remember, people are watching football for fantasy football now.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Red Zone got so popular, and I feel like it caught the NFL and the broadcasting world by storm. Now there's plenty of different ways to consume football. I mean, Thursday Night Football has 3 ways to watch it. I think for the stat nerds, you can watch the stat nerd version. If you're an Al Michaels fan, you can watch Al Michaels. He visited the station a couple months ago.
Shout out Al.
Yeah, Al was pretty nice. Vince Hesbrick put that one together. We're still feeling the effects of Vincent Hesbrick. He's gone to a better place, California.
Sunny California.
Yeah, sunny California. He won't be there too long, but he's enjoying it out there while he's doing his summer job with, what team is it? Palm Springs Power. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that being said, we are thankful for that. And we're thankful for all the different ways you can consume primetime television. And I'm pretty sure Cam Ward will get that next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say that. And that comment is too far on that subject. But with that being said, let's move on to the topic of the day. It's the AFC West predictions. We did the AFC South and we did the NFC North. And next week we're going to do the AFC North, my division. We did the Packers. We're going to do the Browns next week. But this week, it's the best division in all of football. Guess what I got? I got the coin. The coin of destiny. I don't know if this is a quarter or a nickel.
This is a quarter.
This is a quarter.
We're not cheap around here.
Yeah.
Okay,
we used a nickel last time. We will not be using a nickel this. Yeah, we're not using a nickel this time. Okay, here we go. We got the quarters. You can call it heads or tails.
I'll call it tails.
It is heads.
Okay.
Right there. So for the first time ever,
you finally get to go first.
I get to go first.
You get to go first, and I get to pick apart your takes. I can't wait.
Let me grab my phone here, my notes app. Here it is. The 4 teams. If you don't watch football, a reminder to you: 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals. And with that being said, I'm starting from last place up to first place, as we always do. 3-14, Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Worst quarterback situation. The defense is bad. No offensive line. I don't believe in that coaching staff at all. It didn't work wherever Mike LaFleur went. The Jets. Where else was he? Like,
man, I don't know.
He might have been with the Rams, like doing their custodial work.
Yeah, maybe the Commanders as like an assistant coach or something.
I don't trust that at all after watching the Jets. Doesn't excite me in the slightest. Yeah, this is the worst quarterback situation in football, and I have to watch the Cleveland Browns this year. Carson Beck doesn't have upside. He was the worst quarterback coming out of the draft for me. There was plenty of other quarterbacks on the board that could have went over Carson Beck, but that's a conversation for another day. Jacoby Brissett, why are you holding out? Why? Like, he's acting like he's Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You finally get the keys to start a full 17 games out there since your Colts days. And you're letting it go? For what? You've made your millions of dollars. You can make a chance for yourself here by going out there and performing for next year to maybe get your next big paycheck. Now is not the time to be holding out. What are we doing, Jacoby Brisket? We're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, the floor is yours. We all know why the Cardinals are bad, but like, what's your...
I mean, honestly, I think that, you know, I do agree with you on most of those takes. That their defense is really, really shaky. They don't really have a lot of key cornerstone pieces there. They have some exciting players on the offense, at least. But, I mean, I think that it's too dysfunctional. You know,
It's like the Raiders taking Ashton Genty last year.
Yeah.
Like, if he doesn't have help, what's the point? Like, maybe take him in a dynasty league, but if you're
With this
drafting,
coaching staff, too.
redraft, fantasy, your buddies, your 45-year-old buddies, it's been a while. You only get together to have your draft once a year. Don't be that guy that takes Jeremiah Love because you want to be the guy that takes rookies. Take the situation into account.
Please,
We
yeah.
all know that Jeremiah Love is going to be like a Bijan in the future, but you taking rookie Bijan? Are you taking rookie Genty? Or, like, you can't be taking rookies with bad situations. Avoid him at all costs. And Marvin Harrison Jr. too. He's proven to you should avoid him just because.
Yeah, I mean, I believe in Marvin still. I'm not gonna lie.
You know who I do believe in that receiving core is Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson, yeah.
At his value, at his current ADP, I would take Michael Wilson. I'm never touching Marvin Harrison Jr. again, ever. And I am the one that's been burned by him several times.
Yeah, he saved me in fantasy, by the way. Like we're
That
talking.
one Thursday night football game.
Dude, yeah, my God, 37.
That was the one game he showed up. And even with that, he had some terrible drops to start the game. And
Yeah, I know.
it's to the point in the second quarter we were talking about, is he going to get benched? Is he going to get cut next year?
I think, I don't know. It feels like a mental thing a little bit, and you know, it's kind of sad.
That's the worst thing to happen to a receiver.
I know, it's sad to see because we've seen him at Ohio State. We've seen flashes of it, like on this Cardinals team. Like, he is definitely capable of being like an extraordinary receiving talent, and you know, the window for him finding that is kind of closing quickly. So he's got to figure it out a little bit.
And with that being said, that's really all the time I want to spend on the Cardinals on my end. We'll talk about them
Fair
later
enough.
when you predict. But
I really don't have much else to add, by the way, for the Cardinals. But
at third place, I have the 49ers at 10-7. They really should be fine considering how battered they got last year with injuries, and they still went to the divisional round. So they'll definitely be competitive. They will be in the wild card teams. So there's that. But they are going to lose at least 3 divisional games, maybe 4, with how stacked that division is. They play the NFC North, so I'll give them 1 to 2 losses from that. And of course, every team has their fluke losses. So that brings you to 7.
Okay.
And that's going to be the common formula that I use for the rest of this list. I believe in the 49ers a lot, and having them at third place kind of stinks.
Yeah.
With these last couple divisions, I've had third place 10-7 3 straight times. So I'm being generous here. Second place, the defending Super Bowl champs. I have the Seattle Seahawks at 12-5. I have them also getting 2 or 3 division losses. I think they can split with the Rams. 1 loss to the NFC North, and of course, 1 fluke. Every team gets their 1 fluke as a contender. So 12-5 there. I'm giving them the respect because they deserve their respect.
Oh, yeah.
They won the Super Bowl last year, and they really haven't lost much other than K9. They drafted his replacement, Jadarian Price. And from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be Sharps to start the year, and then they're going to slowly integrate Jadarian Price. So for fantasy perspective out there, don't draft Jadarian Price. In Dynasty, it's a fun pick at the 106, the 6th pick in the first round. But for redraft, Sharps is probably going to be the main guy for most of the season, if not half or more of the season. So Seahawks just lose their running back. They should be the same type of team.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is that dude.
Yeah.
Is still that dude, and we've underestimated him for years. Maybe not as much as an MVP candidate. Shout out last episode where that we've been dropping reels, so we've gotten a lot of comments about that.
Yeah.
Kyler
Pro
Murray,
Bowl maybe.
Someone said that Kyler Murray is going to win MVP. If that gives you any incentive to check out last episode.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about the Seahawks, and then finally. 13-4.
Yeah.
I have the LA Rams. I thought about 14-3, but then again, these teams have a tough schedule, so I am going
really
to
tough.
give them losses. 2 losses in the division, 1 to the Niners, 1 to the Seahawks, or swept by one of those teams. 1 to the NFC North, probably not the Packers.
We'll see.
And then 1 fluke as well. So there's your 4 losses. This team is winning the Super Bowl. It's safe to say. I have no doubts about it.
Yeah.
They're my preseason Super Bowl champ. Obviously, I'm pending injuries, knock on wood. Matthew Stafford is an old man. But Ty Simpson, man, he could lead you there.
Well, let's relax for a second.
Okay, sorry. I could not hold myself together
my
for that.
goodness.
But yeah, if they stay healthy, this old squad in terms of quarterback play, they will be great. Myles Garrett, my favorite player that played 9 years for my team, was traded there for a first rounder, a second rounder, a third rounder, and Jared Verse. So they're going all in.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it doesn't work in the next 2 years, I would say that they would go to stink, but they did this same thing with their 2022 Super Bowl
And it
Super Bowl
worked out
team.
well.
And now they're back.
Yeah, and now they're back in contention.
Remember,
It's
you can
unbelievable.
acquire first-round picks whenever you want if you have value.
Yeah, totally. And they have a lot of value on their team that trade away. A lot of experienced players.
Exactly.
So.
When you have a win now roster that's one piece away, go get that piece. And their GM has proven many times that they do not care about draft picks.
Yeah, especially if you can hit on like later round draft picks. You know, Jared Verse was like a 4th round pick, wasn't he?
No, he was a first-rounder.
He was a 1st rounder.
21st overall pick.
Okay, yeah, I think I was
Rookie
thinking.
of the year.
Okay,
And he's going to be the MVP with the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll talk about that next week. But yeah, there's no reason why the Rams can't win this division outright and win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, this was an interesting time for me to go second because I really do not disagree with you on a lot of things. If I wanted to jump in, you know, if I had disagreements, I would have said so. But I think we're kind of on the same page a little bit with like most of these takes. So yeah, should I just get into it, I guess? Or?
Yeah, and give your reasons.
Yeah, for sure. I got the Cardinals down there, way down in the basement of the NFL.
The basement of the basement.
In the basement of the basement.
Arch Manning.
Well, like the basement of like the giant mansion of the NFL. Like they're in like the cellar, and I don't know, all the like distinguished.
How many
teams are
floors?
up there? I think probably like 7 floors down. You know, 8 floors.
So
yeah.
8 floors total. How many are in the basement?
I'd say like 4 teams. You know, 4 teams come to mind. You know.
Like 4 tiers in the basement?
4 teams, I mean.
4 teams just... Okay, I'm thinking of this like a tier list, okay?
Okay, this metaphor got away from me a little bit, but...
There's like 3 tiers inside the basement.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Cardinals are like second to last tier.
So there's worse.
We'll see.
All right, maybe we'll have to figure that out in the future
But
episode.
listen, their floor is 0-17. I think their ceiling is
Whoa!
like... Well, they could lose every game.
Predicting
Listen.
an 0-17
Well,
team
no.
is crazy.
Okay, well, to be clear, that's not my prediction. My actual
You have to be next level dysfunctional. The one-score games all have to not go your way.
They are really dysfunctional, though. I mean...
You have to be the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions, like, in terms of dysfunction.
I mean, look at their division. Look at their schedule. Like, they could realistically...
They do have a 4th place schedule, though, so they are going to get a couple layups.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Not
like
layups,
they have that Raiders game. They have the Jets game. Those will be wins. Well, to be clear, my prediction is 3-14.
Tank Bowl.
I agree with you. 3-14 is a good prediction for the Cardinals. Could they go 0-17? I think so. I think their ceiling is probably like 5 wins if they get a couple lucky wins, you know? So, but yeah, they have a lot of good offensive pieces. Trey McBride is one of the top tight ends in the league. Michael Wilson has kind of emerged as this like amazing slot receiving option. If only Jacoby Brissett would just kind of lock in and, you know, not hold out. Like, that would be great.
I think he'll be back, but
it's
Carson Beck.
I don't have much faith in him, to be honest with you. I don't. And
I mean, he was throwing 4-pick games in college.
yeah. NFL,
Consistently, too.
NFL, it's looking like Nathan Peterman 2.0, probably.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
Well, okay.
Nathan Peterman gives Bills fans nightmares.
That level of slander might be too much for Carson Beck, but, like, I think it's fair enough, you know?
He was projected to be the number 1 pick 2 years ago when he was at Georgia.
Oh, man. But, like, that's, like, it is 2 years ago. You know, I think Jeremiah Love, if he had a decent offensive line, I would be more optimistic, but I don't really have any faith that he's going to break off for this, like, crazy season that some people are predicting him to. I think it's going to take a lot of work to get up to that point, and they need more pieces. Their defense is extremely weak as well. So,
is it safe to say that this is brewing to be the perfect situation for a rookie quarterback to come in and have weapons immediately?
Yeah, totally.
And surround them with offensive line pieces in the draft?
Yeah, because you have multiple eligible receivers. You have like a run game you can lean on a little bit. I think if they hit on a rookie quarterback in this upcoming draft,
and it's looking like a quarterback draft.
Yeah, it is. They'll have a lot of options there, and they're going to have like a high pick. They're going to have like a pick inside that top 3, provided they don't win games at the end and choke it away. But I think that's enough on the Cardinals. You know, I think we've heavily discussed why this team is kind of in the basement of the NFL.
Cardinals fans, please tell me why you think you'd win more than 5 games.
I can't imagine Cardinals fans are going to be defending this team tooth and nail. But I mean, we'll see.
They might. They
might.
like their
Who
weapons.
knows? I mean, listen. All respect to their all respect to their weapons, but this division is pretty tough, as I'm about to talk about. I've got the 49ers coming away with 11 wins. I got them going 11-6. I think that, like you said, they're going to drop a lot of losses interdivisionally to the Seahawks and the Rams, and probably teams in the NFC North as well. But I believe in Kyle Shanahan. I still think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL, and especially if they reach the playoffs, they could break off some clutch wins, and they're a sneaky contender. They're a very complete team. You got George Kittle coming back. Yeah, I think there's a lot to be excited about if you're a 49ers
They're very
fan.
close from being blown up and being the worst team in the NFL. They're close.
The window is still there, though.
It's this much of the window's left.
Yeah, I would say so. They got probably like 2 years of contention left.
If you're a 49ers fan, you just got to hope that you can pull a good playoff schedule.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's certainly possible if they get things to go their way, but they're playing in the toughest division in football, so it's hard.
And I know it's pretty early, but if you're a 6 seed, and we already talked about the Rams and how good they are, you're probably, if you win the wild card round, you got to take a trip to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And play that team.
I know, it's going to be scary.
Not a scary stadium, though.
Nah, definitely not. But
you get your home fans.
Yeah, exactly. You would get a balanced home and away game, I guess. But I think, like I said, 49ers, a lot to be excited about there. If they were in a different division, this team could honestly win up to like 12 or 13 games, but it's just like
NFC South.
NFC South, yeah. If they were in the NFC South,
they might win 14.
Yeah, they could win 14. Yeah, I guess moving on, I also have the Seahawks at 12-5. I could see them winning like 13 games as well. At one point, I was debating like flipping them with the Rams, honestly. But I think the Rams, they're just like a very undeniable team. But I guess going back to the Seahawks, I think Mike McDonald is just a very underrated coach in the league. The way he was able to turn this program around was insane. I think, I don't know, losing Kenneth Walker does hurt. Losing your Super Bowl MVP hurts. But, they got pieces in place at least to kind of come in and take some of his reps.
Running back is the most replaceable position in sports.
For sure.
And I think you're going to see why this year with the Seahawks.
Fair enough. They lost some pieces on the defense. Obviously, they lost their safety to the Bears, which, I don't know. I can't imagine.
Kobe Bryant,
he's not like...
He's definitely not the face of that defense, I'll say that
He's
much.
not the face of the defense. He was a strong piece for them. I think...
They lost Woolen, too, but he's been playing bad. Oh, man.
He was playing bad in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think they will be fine, though. This defense still will be dominant. They still got the best kick returner in the league, Rashid Shaheed, back there.
He's a great receiver, too.
He's a good receiver. He getting reps at receiver isn't out of the
Devin
question.
Hester, like he could catch a football, too.
Exactly. I think the Hawks will be good. They could win up to 13 games as well. They could take the division from the Rams. That's not.
It's very possible.
It's not out of the possibility right there. But I think 12 wins that certainly feels right. And I guess moving on to the final team, I have the Los Angeles Rams going 13-4.
I hope we're jinxing them, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
because we have their first. So, if Ty Simpson has to come in and play the rest of the season, man.
Oh, man. Even
15th overall pick.
Listen, even if Ty Simpson does play the rest of the season, their defense is strong enough, the receiving options are strong enough.
Yeah, Stafford is probably going to lead them to 14, 13 wins.
Yeah, in all likelihood. It's just... this team is very experienced, and you've got players that have been at the top of the league in their position for a long time, 7+ years, and you add the best defensive player in football, one of the best defensive players the league has ever seen.
He's the best player on the planet right now.
Yeah, 100%, and Jared Verse, he's a very, very good end, but I think you would want, especially if you want to get over the hump and beat the Seahawks, they did what they needed to do to get to that point. So we just need
Darnold
to see
is
how they match
terrible
up.
under pressure. Remember that?
Yep, exactly. I mean, even in the Super Bowl, he didn't play.
He really didn't get pressured at all. He didn't turn the ball over, but he missed a lot of throws.
Yeah.
One throw that should have been an 80-yard touchdown to Jackson Smith and Jigba. What other one? I know he missed another one into the end zone, and one should have been a pick six. So he missed 3 key throws in the Super Bowl. He's beatable. You're the Rams,
totally.
And getting pressure on him is the first step to taking down a system quarterback.
And they got pressure, all right. They got scary pressure. And do you think it's likely that Aaron Donald comes back out of retirement for this team,
Yeah,
that would be.
100%. I think he is.
I think it's very likely, and it's like unthinkable to me because I don't know what you're gonna.
Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett on the same defensive line. He's only 35.
Listen, even if he's 70% of the player he once was, that's like a massive upgrade.
That takes away a double team off of Myles Garrett. And Myles Garrett, when he's not double teamed,
He might get 30 sacks.
Bend
He might get 30
like
sacks.
no one.
Yeah.
Like no one else can bend around a tackle like him. Trent Williams will tell you, he is one of the best tackles to ever play football. He has nightmares about Myles Garrett, and he's admitted to that. Players have nightmares over this guy. And that's also what happened with prime Aaron Donald. Here's a story about Aaron Donald, by the way. The Make-A-Wish program sent a kid to work out with him. That was his wish. He wanted to work out with Aaron Donald, and Aaron Donald didn't take it easy on this kid. The kid threw up.
Oh my god.
Multiple times. It was a really bad workout. That's how he takes this game seriously. He takes working out seriously.
And he's still in shape too. He's still in great shape. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's not out of the realm of possibility if he comes back. And if he does, then this will be, barring injuries, barring everyone being healthy, one of the best defenses the league has ever seen. And you pair that with a really, really good offense. I mean, Devontae Adams in the twilight years of his career, but still an extremely efficient receiver.
He had 600 yards and 14 touchdowns.
He led the league in touchdowns
last
season.
Line right there.
Yeah, I mean, well, he had 750.
No, it was in the 600s. He got hurt, so missing a couple games. If he played the full season, he might have had 20 touchdowns.
Right, totally. Well, because he was getting a lot of those goal line looks, and he was coming down
Matthew
with them
Stafford's
every
favorite
time.
ball.
Yeah. I think Stafford coming off an MVP season, adding these defensive pieces, the ceiling is 15 wins, genuinely. But I think they're probably going to be around 13 wins, and
if they were in the NFC South, they'd go undefeated.
Yeah, totally, completely. Because I think you can confirm those two losses to either, I don't know, the Seahawks, and the Niners could give them problems, but I think the Rams will probably beat them. And also, it's exciting. They could be having the Super Bowl in their home stadium, SoFi, coming up.
Bro.
Again, which is insane to me.
Before Super Bowl 56 or 55, excuse me, no team had ever hosted their own Super Bowl. And now we've had two teams, I believe, do it with the Rams and Buccaneers. If we have it happen a third time, I don't even know. How? Is this just a tradition now?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot would have to go wrong for this team to not win the Super Bowl, and I guess it kind of remains to be seen how that'll play out.
And
but
the Super Bowl logo looks very similar to the one back in Super Bowl 56, if
Really?
anyone cares about that color scheme-wise. I'm taking a design class, so I'm hearing all about these colors and how they make us feel. Orange and blue.
Orange and blue.
Reminds you of a beach, right?
I guess.
The waves.
Aren't they opposites on the color wheel? Or orange and blue?
Potentially. I don't know.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, but
maybe I could sit and, learn some color theory.
Color theory, yes. That is what we do in my class. But with that being said, no more discussion about my design class. We'll be back next week to talk about the AFC North and those predictions, and hopefully more NBA trades on Toss the Mic.